Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Deathmatch Russell Podcast. Let's get it on!
Come into the ring, step into the fire, see what you want, baby. If your heart has desire, and get up, get knocked down. Deathmatch Russell Podcast, Deathmatch Russell Podcast, Deathmatch Russell Podcast.
And good evening, everyone. You're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Russell Podcast. My guest at this time, he is a writer, he's a producer, he's an FX artist. He is the owner of Finger Lake Grindhouse Productions.
Finger Lakes Grindhouse Productions, because we're in the Finger Lakes region of New York, and I make grindhouse style pictures. That's the title.
Is that how you do it, Anthony? Yes. That's so
I'm also a sign maker, and I'm actually making a sign while I'm talking to you. I got some signs due in the morning, so we're gonna multitask. You can keep me busy while I make my signs.
This guy is very talented, folks. He's multitasking at the time as we're podcasting as well. So, what's going on with you? How you doing tonight? Pretty
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just like I said, working on some signs, finishing up some stuff, hanging out with you, doing the podcast thing. What you want to talk about tonight? What you have on your mind?
Well, let's talk about what got you into filmmaking. Ooh, what made
Did you watch the movie? Did you watch it?
No, I will watch it later.
You should watch it later. I got into filmmaking, so I always wanted to make monster movies, and I went to school at the Art Institute of Pittsburgh for movie special effects. And then while I was in school, Jurassic Park came out, and everything kind of went digital. So I ended up down in Orlando working for the theme parks, doing sets and costumes down there for, 15 years. And then eventually I opened up my own sign shop. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to make movies. And then after my kids were grown and stuff, and the technology had kind of gotten to a point where it was kind of affordable. So then I just started doing it myself, man. Wrote a script and bought a bunch of camera gear and just started doing it. We finished up our first one about a year ago, premiered it at the Finger Lakes Drive-In, and then we went on like an East Coast tour, doing all the horror conventions and film festivals and setting up booths. And we're on a couple platforms now, and we're getting ready to start a second one. The first one was zombies. The second one's going to be swamp creatures. Swamp creatures taking over the world, man. We got to stop them.
Yes, we do.
Lots of boobs and blood and gore. It's pretty hardcore, man. I think you're gonna like it when you watch it. It's pretty over the top.
But speaking of like Swamp, that like you're talking about horror and all the original characters and every kind of so you grew up.
Yeah, I kind of want to do a movie for all the different tropes or whatever they're called. You know what I mean? Did a zombie one. I want to do a swamp creature one. I want to do we got a Bigfoot one that I won't be directing that one. That'll be Dominic Valerio, but we got a Bigfoot thing that we're kind of working on a script for. And yeah, I'd like to get to a point where I start cranking out a movie about every year and a half, have one being filmed while one's being edited. And I'm trying to build a film company here, man.
That's the way to do it. And,
trying hard.
It's fun to be, to be your own creator and to get that
I don't want to work in other people's movies. I thought about it, but I can't do it. I'd rather work on mine and be broke than work on somebody else's and get paid,
because you have the talent and you have the ability to do the props and costuming. And
thanks, man. Yeah, it definitely gives me an edge over other filmmakers. My
because I've seen some of your work. I've looked through your Facebook page.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Everybody should check that out and see all the sculptures.
Yeah, Anthony Clark Pierce on Facebook. I try to do an update at least every day, but half of it's going to be sign stuff though as well. So you're going to get half monster movie updates, and the other half is going to be, oh look, Tony made another sign. But
Let me
I get a lot of work off Facebook, so I got to keep posting. The signs pay for the monster movies at this point, so I got to keep my sign game up.
All right, Anthony, growing up watching horror, what was it like for you? Ooh.
I always wanted to know how they did it. You know what I mean? Like, how did they rip that guy's arm off? How is that creature? That's what I was curious about, was how everything was done. I wanted to know what was going on behind the curtain, how they made all that happen. And back then they didn't have YouTube and all that stuff. I'm an old man. I'm pushing 50. I had to, Fangoria magazine and, I was from a small town. Yeah. I didn't have a lot of access to it. What I paid for to go to college, you could get now in YouTube videos. You know what I mean? Like, for real. But the information wasn't available back then. I had to go to the Art Institute, spend all kinds of money and take out student loans to get it. But whatever. What are you going to do?
No, but like Toxic Avenger, like original.
Yeah, all that stuff, man. That's what I did on Friday nights. I would rent monster movies and horror flicks, and I would just sit around with lumps of clay, and I would sculpt little monsters. And I had a VCR camcorder, and I would make my little, goofy shit out in the front yard. And that's how I started back when I was a kid. Then like I said, I went to school for it, and then I didn't really mess with it after that. I ended up down at the theme parks, and they had nothing to do with. I was still using the same skill sets, but it wasn't the same. I didn't. When I started about 4 years ago, when I decided I was going to start making movies now, I knew how to do the effects, but I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know how to, I barely know how to turn on a camera. I didn't understand lenses. So my first movie was like I was in film school. I had to learn everything, you know what I mean? And it took a long time, but the second time around, I kind of feel like I know what I'm doing much better. And the more you do them, the faster you get, the better you get. So
it progresses and more. To what you want, the ideas come out and just, it's fun. Movie. I'd love to be a part of a film sometimes. So like I told you, maybe you ever film something in Jersey, let me know.
Absolutely.
Be an extra person.
That's where you're in Jersey, right?
Okay. Right at the shore. So
you'll be there. You'll be there in a couple weeks then for the next show.
No, remember I texted you. I'm going to be in for some special surgery.
That's right. You did tell me that. Oh, okay. So you won't be at the.
I'll be at the May one.
Okay, let's see you then.
Yeah, but I mean, Jersey. There's a lot of films that I'm sure. Jersey Shore's known for films as well. Let me.
Absolutely.
Let me see if you know your movies at the Jersey Shore. Okay, let's see. Amityville Horror, of course.
Right.
Is the very first. Yeah, there's other movies as well, I believe, and people just
Jersey's big. So at the Showboat, casino and hotel, over in Atlantic City, they have a film festival horror thing there twice a year. And of all the shows I've gone to, that's the one that every time I go, I do good at that show. New Jersey has a big appetite for horror, man. I really like New Jersey.
Yeah, HorrorCon, Chiller Fests. Those are great. Chiller Fests are great. I've been to one of those.
I'm going to one. I think I'm going down to one with Rob down in Queens in like 2 or 3 weeks. Some type of horror wrestling convention that's going on. I think Kat and Jasmine are going down, so that should be fun. I'm going to take some DVDs down and try to do some networking while I'm there.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, man.
That's just to get more attention and to build your viewers and get more eyes on you, and that's what podcasting helps. That's what just helps to spread the word.
Just get the word out, man. Exactly. It's a lot of work. Making a movie is a lot of work, but promoting a movie is way harder. Every time you go to try to get it. So after you finish the movie, you gotta do something with it. You end up with a box of DVDs. So you go to these horror shows. It's online. It's available online. You can rent it. You can buy it off MakeFlix. But every time you go to submit your movie to one of these platforms, they all have a different set of requirements. And it's like you have to almost re-edit your movie every time you go to get on one of these platforms. Some of them require encoding that has the different languages. Like the reason I'm not on Amazon Prime or Tubi yet is because I haven't taken the hit of the expense of getting all of the foreign languages embedded into the coding. So there's a whole lot on the whole what you do with the
Others-
movie after you make it that I'm still figuring out.
Yeah, technology side is still, it's pain in the neck, but you'll get it out. It'll get out there.
It'll get there, right? I'm figuring it out. I won't say this is
Let
all
me,
I'm gonna do until I've got the rest of my life to figure it out, but we'll get
Anthony,
there.
let's talk actors. Like, who's your favorite actor of all time? Ooh,
My favorite actor of all time.
horror wise or whatever.
Horror wise?
Yeah.
Horror wise.
I'll tell you two of my favorites.
Tell me.
Well, actually, I did get to meet him before he died. Gunnar Harris.
Who?
Gunnar Leatherface, the original Gunnar
Oh,
Harris.
the original one. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna turn you up. That fan turned on, or the heater turned on, and now I'm having trouble hearing you. Okay.
Yes, I got to meet him before he died at the Chiller Fest down in, I guess, Cherry Hill one year or whatever. I forget where I was, but it was fun.
I got to meet Sig Haig before he died. That's one I was happy at a show, Scaricon in Syracuse, the Turning Stone. You go to a lot of horror conventions?
I used to.
I love
There's
a big one down in Cherry Hill I want to check out. I haven't made it down to yet. That I heard is huge.
Mm-hmm. MonsterCon or something. Yeah, something like that. They got
Monster Mania? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't keep them all straight, but I knew that there was one in Cherry Hill. I was just wondering if maybe it was the same one.
Yeah. No, I waited. Chiller Fest. I think I was at I did that one at
Chiller Fest. I heard good things about that one too.
That is fun. That's a whole cast and characters.
Yeah.
It's I tell you what, for being a fan who went to that was at the Java Center down there in Java Center, I believe, in New York City. So
okay,
there was a car convention going on. So my friend and I, we checking out cars, and actually that was when I think like right around when Monster Car Garage was starting to do their show.
Okay.
And they brought a couple of the cars to the show, and I remember seeing like the I don't know, it was like the Joker car. They had some stupid cars, like some cool cars from the show. I was like, man, why couldn't they bring that wrestling ring one? That was a catchy, cool design that they did. Do you remember that?
Yeah, well, the Showboat has that whole thing. There's a wrestling ring in the Showboat Casino that I keep telling Rob he should try to rent. That would be a cool venue. I'm sure he'll get there eventually. I was like, dude, when there's a monster show, there'd be already a built-in audience for you.
I know. Yeah,
right?
with all the crackheads on the boardwalk. Yeah. But no, Showboat has a lot of good space for wrestling. And
I'm gonna smoke on your show. Is that okay?
You could do whatever you want. You're the director.
Don't tell me that.
I know. But Chiller Fest, like people I've met, it's really cool when you meet these people like Gunnar Harrison. I met Kane Hodder. That was a real cool experience to meet. He was just that one we did in Vegas. I run into that guy all the time. He doesn't know me, but I see him constantly. That Kane Hodder guy. Yeah. Who was right behind me? And he did the voice. The guy who does Chucky, of course, was there.
Yep.
Freaked me out. The Night of the Living Dead guy. What was it? What was really cool was I got to meet Linda Harrison from Planet of the Apes. That was like,
oh wow.
That was like, yes, to go back in time and like one of those shows that you grew up watching. Like that was like one of those cool gorilla, like the way
I love Planet of the Apes. I love that.
I know. It was just a really weird, the textures and all, the masks were just perfect. Like that was pretty cool. That was a cool series. Like
I can see the teeth now in the old ones a lot more than I could when I was a kid.
Yeah,
when they would talk, it drives me kind of. But yeah, I still love them. They're great movies. The story's good. You know what I mean? You can see. Yeah, they're really good.
I'm gonna have to. Great. Now I'm gonna have to go watch that now. I know.
Watch it. You'll see the teeth now that I pointed out to you because it's in there a lot.
Yeah, but
they should go back with the new technology and digitally remove some of that shit and do like a. Or maybe they already have. I don't know. The version I saw recently, I can see their teeth.
Who else? The cop from Nightmare on Elm Street. What's his name? I can't think of the guy's name. I met that guy, the cop from Elm Street. I have met Beetlejuice's gay designer guy. You know what? Yeah, you know the guy who was. Yeah.
I know the chubby guy. Yeah. The gay designer. Yep.
But I was pissed off. I was there. I just recently bought the DVD. You know, of They Live with Roddy Piper. Right. And he was doing a signing. The line was huge. I didn't get to meet him. I was so mad.
That's a bummer because
did
you ever see that what he did with the frogs? The Hell Comes to Frog Town. That was my favorite one that he did. I like that just because I like the puppets in it and the creatures and all that shit. But that one was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Piper. Yeah.
Hell Comes to Frog Town or Frog. Yeah, I don't know. But I really like that one.
That was a cool one. But Piper was a great
anybody out there's never seen that movie and you're a fan of Roddy Piper, watch that flick.
Yeah, it'll get you like turning your heads. But like Toxic Avenger to like growing up, like, you know, all the great horror movies, like really.
Yeah, I was in it as much for the horror as I was the boobs, though. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. You could rent
horror movies. And your mom would be like, oh, he's getting a horror movie. But she didn't know that thing was chock full of titties the whole time. You know what I mean? So it worked on two levels. That's why all my horror movies are stacked with nudity.
It's an eye catcher. People need to see. Need to see that.
You'll see. There's nonstop boobs in that movie, dude. So I hope you're not offended by naked chicks.
Nobody is. Hopefully.
You'd be surprised. We had people walk out of the movie when we had the premiere. Because it gets kind of gross.
Oh man.
Yeah, you should have watched it. You could have.
Yeah. Well,
hold on, I'm fucking up my sign here.
All right,
I'm back. Sorry. All right, you got my attention. Sorry, I made a mistake there.
But let's So where was this all taking place at? Where was this? Where was the movie filmed at? Actually, where'd you?
We gutted our house and built all the sets in the.
Oh, cool.
In the house, because we were just filming on the weekends, so we could film. And like the living room, when you watch it, the actual strip club VIP room was our living room for 9 months probably while we were filming. And then the manager's office is one of the spare bedrooms. And then we actually filmed in a bar. And then when it's all cut together, it all looks like it's in the same location. But we weren't allowed to spray any blood in the bar. So the only place that blood gets sprayed is in
at home.
Is in the stuff, house. Yeah, in the controlled environment. But it was cool because then we could just kind of like leave everything where it was, and then nobody touches the lights, and we could pick it right back up the next weekend as if like we never missed a beat.
That's cool.
We got we had COVID in the middle of it though, so that kind of jams some shit up.
Yeah, COVID.
Yeah, really does that. Exactly. People had long hair or shaved their heads, and it got kind of. But we made it work somehow. But yeah,
I'll tell you what, man. Over the summertime, I was. Was it last summer? I believe they were filming a movie down my street. Like, I'm a garbage man, so I always see stuff going on in town, and they were filming the movie The Bully with what's his name, Tarantino.
I don't know the tall guy from Oh Brother Where Art Thou, Tarantino.
Yes.
I know who you're talking about.
Right around the corner, they were filming The Bully movie about the boxer, the boxer from the boxer movie. It was all about boxer. It was pretty cool.
Is it out?
Yeah. It's
I'll
out.
Look for it. I like boxing movies. Rocky is like one of my favorite all-time movies.
But anyway, it was really cool. I'm like, go down the street. We're closing the street down. Sorry, Go
around. I don't have that kind of power with my movies. I just go out and shoot and hope I don't get caught.
That's it. Yeah, but
For real.
But one of the streets actually was right around the corner from my house. I'm like, wait a minute. I know this. This is right about my street. I mean, I should have got over there, see what's going on. But But I do remember I was a part of an extra in a movie one time. I was an extra on it. They called my public works. I guess got involved with somebody who was an producer, and I got to be in a part of a movie, which was really cool.
Which one?
It was called Bricktown the movie.
What was it about?
It was about a childhood two childhood friends who were comedians, comical pranksters, and they grew up and they had a murder somebody, and it threw him in the back of the garbage disposal. And
okay, I see the tie-in.
Yeah, so it was all about drugs and just well, of course, Bricktown's known for cops, so we had a lot of cops that were featured in the film, which was really cool.
Yeah, making movies is fun, man. It's definitely a circus.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I got to be a part of a movie as an extra, showing them how to do the handles on the truck, and I got a free T-shirt out of the deal. I'm like, all right, cool.
T-shirt out of the deal.
I still have it. I think it's called Pranksters or something. I don't know. It's cool.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. I've been in wrestling movies, of course, though. The famous wrestler. I like to tell that story all the time. The wrestler.
Which one?
The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke.
I love that movie.
Okay. If you go to the scene where he's in New Jersey, the Rahway Rec Center, I was there second. You can't see it, but it's on film. Like, they catch you. He's looking down at the ring. I'm second row, ringside.
No kidding.
Yeah. And I went outside to have a cigarette, and he was right there, too. I should have.
Right?
Isn't that insane? Like, you just, but that was pretty cool to see. They didn't even tell us that they were filming that night. You know what I mean? Like, because there's a regular show going on.
I was an extra in the Creed. That Rocky movie Creed. I drove down to Philly and I was an extra in that. So during that, when I was there, I was a background extra for the fight scene. One of the first fights. Anyway, in the movie, the way that it's cropped, you can't see me. But in the music video, you can see me in the background pretty good. So there's that, for whatever that's worth. But I got a little pay stub. I snuck some footage. We weren't allowed to take any pictures and shit, but I got some fucking shots, some fucking Stallone and everybody there while I was there.
That is cool.
I was with him doing but I guess oh, I'm really here. Look, I can prove I was there.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's yeah. Like that. It's like
I drove for that one. I think I saw a little thing for it on Facebook, and I had to drive to Philly and drive back. It was only for a day, but. Yeah, that was.
Tell you what. Also, Philly's known for good films and stuff. People don't realize, man. I tell people all these locations are awesome. Like nowhere like everywhere you go is a cool spot. Like that arena right there is a perfect spot for doing films. Like, you know what I mean? Right where that bridge is there.
Right.
Right where that Tony Luke's is on the corner there. Like. That looks like that could be a cool spot for some movie scenes and stuff. People don't realize this is pretty cool shots. You know what I mean? It's not the original, but it looks cool though. Still does. Mm-hmm. It's like the shore or wherever wherever you're from as well. There's areas that you want to probably film some pretty cool shots at.
That's expensive though. I only make $20,000 movies. I cap myself so that. So I do most of the filming. I film just right here in this town that I'm in, and I just use a lot of actors that are here locally and stuff. Generally, as a rule, I make my the monsters that are in the movie be the star of it. Most of the attention is on them. The last 15 minutes of that movie is a puppet show. Basically, it's me in a puppet that I made. I'm a recovering alcoholic in real life, so the movie is based on a true story. It's about a recovering alcoholic. Who basically gets locked in a strip club in the manager's office. And there's nothing left for him to survive off of but the back stock of hard liquor that was locked in the manager's office and a bunch of dog food and cat food that the strippers had raised with the Strippers for Strays fundraiser for the local SPCA. And he gets locked in there with the woman that he loves. And unfortunately, she was turned into a zombie in the process. And the guy slowly goes insane. And I played that guy in the movie.
And then also you had your famous person as well, Rob Black, as well in the movie.
Oh yeah, Rob was in it. He plays himself. Everybody plays themselves in the movie.
That must have been interesting to see him, in that role, for a different character for himself to play,
Playing the manager of a strip club and a pornographer.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was a real stretch. He's funny in it though.
Yeah. He's
I had filmed when we filmed that scene. That was around the same time that he was starting the XPW back up.
Oh wow.
And, yeah. So after we finished that up, he had brought me in to Tom Byron hadn't gotten all of his editing gear and all of his stuff yet. So he had me come in and shoot the first episode of the XPW show when it came back. I filmed and edited the first season. And then after that, Tom Byron took it over, but I did the first one. But he did. I was in movie mode, so I was trying to shoot everything like, and now we need a reaction shot, and now we need and now we need an over the shoulder, and it was driving him crazy. He's like, you can't shoot. I didn't understand the genre, you know what I mean? But
but he knows all. He knows all about filmmaking. So
yeah.
He does. I mean, you go back and you listen to him. He'll tell you stories and he'll tell you stuff.
Yeah, it's fun to listen to the stories, isn't it?
It really is. It is. He's one of those characters that makes wrestling interesting again. You know, he makes wrestling what we need to see and have fun. You know.
Yeah, those XPW shows are fucking crazy, man. I love them. Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
Wait till California when they have that big. That sounds interesting. California, there, the big. Genocide 2, I believe it was, that the rebirth, the remake, but it's a lot twisteder and better. And it's gonna be the 2 rings and just insanity of wrestling. You know, I wish I could go to that one. I wish I could just travel. I'm gonna go to. I think next summer I'm planning when I'm gonna do some travel to California. I've never been to California. I think that would be a first time ever just to go. You know,
the West Coast is a lot of fun.
It is from what I hear, you know.
You'll have a good time. You'll be glad you went.
But I like when we come back to Newark, New Jersey. It's like wrestling's wrestling, you know. It's a place where we show, you know, it's just a great time. It's just a great time to have. What got you into wrestling as a kid growing up? I saw you took a picture with Jake the Snake Roberts. I was gonna see what was that about.
All right, so here's the deal. I really didn't know much about wrestling until Rob started this whole thing back up. The first wrestling show I ever went to was an XPW show. So I was doing all the banners and making some T-shirts and stuff for him, but it still didn't. And I shot the first episode, but I still didn't really understand exactly what it was that he was trying to do. And then I went to my first show in New Jersey. I rode down with Will, and Will kind of, you know, educated me on what exactly this was, and then I went to the show, man, and it was fucking crazy. I loved it, but I'm new to this. I'm new to this whole scene, man. It's
a whole new world, man. It's not like the old days of wrestling, like the back in the day from the original death matches from Japan to I'm super interested in the mechanics of it, how the whole thing is put together, all the behind the scenes stuff. Is what I'm super fascinated with. Just I like show business. It's, you know what I mean, and it's just I find all of it fascinating. How the whole thing goes together. It's like the production side is also the building of the weaponry of the way that they design. You know, it's just all comes together. It's just.
I asked if I could run a camera for a couple matches in this upcoming show in Jersey, so they said yeah. So I might get to run the camera a little bit. You know, I don't know. I'm gonna find that fun.
It's a different. Yeah, it's like my friend Tyler. He's a camera guy.
Yeah. I'm not trying to take anybody's job. I just asked if I could film. Too. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to.
Yeah. No.
So I'm looking forward to that at the upcoming show. And really I cool. Just, you know, I take care of all the signage and the banners, and I hang the lights, and that's kind of my responsibility. And I just want to get involved in it as you know, as much as I can, you know,
like we all are. We are.
It's a fun little escape once a month to go to one of those shows and
just have a couple drinks with your friends. And, you don't drink, so
I don't drink. No,
I know.
But I'll smoke weed.
That's okay. Yeah, everybody else.
I just don't drink.
Nobody. Yeah. Those days are done. But no, it's movies. Like maybe you'll eventually think like maybe I could do it. But they've done documentaries already, so it's like, why would you want to do one, right? Like, like they've done them,
Yeah.
Like, but you would like to do more documentaries on horror. I know that. You want to get yourself right.
This
right?
next movie that I'm doing a documentary right alongside of it. So when it's done, I'll have two different DVD. You know what I mean? I'll have the making of, and then I'll have the actual movie. And then when I do the Blu-ray, I can combine them. So I'm delving into the documentary end of things, just basically doing a documentary on what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So
awesome.
yeah, but we're just gonna start building the suit. We molded our creature guy, and we're gonna start working on the suit hopefully in the next week or two.
Mm-hmm.
Get a bunch of clay and start sculpting the suit and molding it. And yeah,
how long of a process is that?
Well, it depends because I got the sign shop thing. I'm only doing this shit in my in my spare time. So in the evenings, a couple. I don't know. I would think probably by the end of what are we going into March?
Yeah.
By the end of March, I would think we'll have a suit and probably an almost finished script because I want to shoot all summer, all the exteriors. And then film the interiors and edit winter, and then hopefully have it ready by the spring. So that then I have two movies. I have Till Death Do Us Part, and then I have Pond Scum, and then I can take it to the drive-in theaters and run double features, set up all my merch booths. They take concession, I take half the gate, they take half the gate. You get what I mean? And then start the whole tour over again, tour it all the following summer, and then, do the whole thing over again and start another movie. And repeat, and repeat.
And repeat, and just do it.
And then eventually you have enough movies on enough platforms that it makes you enough money that, maybe I can retire someday. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, what else we got to talk about? Any current movies you catching? I haven't caught any good horror. Anything catching your eye in horror wise?
I don't have time to watch movies, to be honest with you.
Really?
That sounds kind of fucked up. So when I decided I was going to make the Swamp Creature movie, I binged watched Swamp Creature movies for like 2 weeks with a notebook, and I'm writing down, and then that's it. You get what I mean? I saw Avatar 2. That's probably the last one I saw. That was good. If you have the choice between watching my movie and Avatar 2, I'd go with Avatar 2.
I would go with that Megan movie that just came out.
I haven't seen it. I know it's like some kind of robot.
Yes, dude, that looks pretty cool. It's
Does it?
You'll have to check it out just for the hell of it.
I'll go see the Indiana Jones movie when it comes out.
That's classic Indiana Jones. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
I'll
watch The Mandalorian on Monday when it starts. I like that show.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could afford to make a sci-fi movie. I like sci-fi.
Sci-fi is awesome. I know.
Right?
Like, people need to.
I gotta do the hardcore crazy monster movies because that's my skill set.
You got to get them out. You got to have them chewing on barbed wire and like tubes, right?
Right.
That'd be kind of cool eventually. That's an idea.
I thought about approaching a couple of the wrestlers as we get as I get closer and there's a little bit more of a script done. I want to get a couple porn chicks and a couple wrestlers and then like some type of like if I could get that way I can go across all three genres. You know what I mean? And I have a bigger selling platform. But you get the suit finished and the script done, and then it looks a little bit more, real than just right now. Right now, I've made a movie, and I'm, talking about the next one. But we're soon enough. We'll have a suit and a script, and then it'll be a little more real.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that is so cool. Well, Anthony, I guess that's a night. I guess we can call it a night. What do you say?
That sounds good. I'll go back to making my signs so I can make money to pay for my monster movies.
Yes.
Good luck up in your operation, man. And then I'll see you. I'll see you at the next Jersey show after that one.
Yeah, May. I'll be back in May.
Cool. All right. May. I'll see you in May. Take care of yourself. Good luck.
All right, but you know what? Feel free to plug all your platforms. Plug everything about the movie. And here, I got the website.
Oh, fingerlicksgrindhouse.com. And it's all. If you just go to there, all your problems will be solved. All your questions will be answered. And if you need a sign, Tony'sSignShop.com.
That's it.
For all your signage and banner needs. For a good sign, call Tony.
For this banner, this was on Amazon.com, folks. Isn't that great? Like, I showed you that cool one I got made for the body. Did you see that picture I sent you? I don't think I sent it.
I did.
Pretty cool, huh?
I have a printer.
Cool. Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? I can probably just do it next time. You don't even have to fuck with Amazon. Just send me a whatever, and I'll just print the damn thing.
Yeah, true.
You didn't know that then, but I'm just saying in the future.
Yes, for the future.
Yeah, you can support my monster movies. Watch the movie, by the way, and then let me know what you think. I think you're gonna like it.
I'd like to get a T-shirt or something. Oh, we'll talk about that later. All right.
I got a T-shirt. I got a fucking machine. I can make shirts too.
Yeah.
But check it out. Did you have a copy of it? You have a digital download code, right?
Yeah, I got to do that tonight. I'll do that.
Check it out after Rob, whatever. But then let me know what you think. It delivers, man. Blood and guts and boobs and zombies and all kinds of craziness.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, it's based on a true story.
Thank you, Anthony. We'll do this again. We'll definitely.
This was a good time.
We'll do it again.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. We got tomorrow night. What do I got tomorrow night? Oh, I got broke. I said I rescheduled. Because I had a show on Sunday. Saturday night? Women's tournament, and I was supposed to have. I fell asleep yesterday. I forgot that. Brawl and Bo was supposed to be on yesterday, but he's going to be on tomorrow. So.
Oh, okay.
Brawl and Bo Cooper. I'm looking forward to talking to him and about his career and XPW because he's like one of those originals. So it's pretty cool to talk to him, catch his perspective on wrestling and just talk wrestling. It's the way wrestling was, and that's it. I don't know who else I have on, but I still have a list of people that want to come on.
Rock and roll. Well, it was a good time.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Thank you very much for having me on your show.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll see you.
Everybody, have a good night.
Find more Deathmatch Wrestle podcast on the following. Just hit the like button and share. You can hear the audio portion of Deathmatch Wrestle podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes. Social media, Deathmatch Wrestle podcast on Facebook, Twitter at DavidNJ32, Instagram, DavidNJ36, YouTube, David C. Russell, and DeathmatchWrestlePodcast.com. Joner's Wrestling Podcast Network. Head over to WrestlingWithJoners.com. Follow them on Facebook, Joner's Wrestling Podcast Network. Twitter at @WithJoners_pod. I want to mention Collar and Elbow. CollarandelbowBrand.com. Use the promo code Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast and save 10% off when you make a purchase. Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast.
Be sure to visit BrainbusterTees.com for Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast merchandise.